In the aftermath of mass in Orlando and San Bernardino, Muslims in Oklahoma say they've come under increased suspicion and at times outright hostility. Hoping to ease tensions, several groups partnered together this week for a workshop to raise awareness about Islamophobia and address the rise in anti-Muslim sentiment.
The Oklahoma City Memorial and Museum hosted the workshop put on by the Oklahoma Center for Nonprofits and the Oklahoma chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations. Daniel Billingsley with the Center for Nonprofits says they'd been planning the workshop for months, but it became even more urgent after a shooter who claimed allegiance to ISIS killed 49 people in Orlando June 12th.
The hate speech and the rhetoric around Islam in Oklahoma and nationally obviously ramped back up. And we know that incident just creates more of that hate speech, more of that fear, and we want to make sure that that's mentioned today, but we also want to set that within the context of what we're talking about.
A report on the impact of Islamophobia prepared by CAIR and the Center for Race and Gender at the University of California, Berkeley, found that 74 groups are identified as comprising a U.S. Islamophobia network. The network's inner core is currently comprised of at least 33 groups whose primary purpose is to promote prejudice against or hatred of Islam and Muslims, and inner core organizations had access to nearly $206 million in total revenue, money that Billingsley says is used to promote fear and misunderstanding of Islam.
Once that happens, those misunderstandings become true fears, and then they become phobias, and then as we can see, that they can potentially become violent, or we can really have a lot of issues with hate speech and rhetoric that we don't need in Oklahoma.
CAIR-OK Executive Director Sultani says he's seen the impact of Islamophobia in Oklahoma.
In the past 6 years, we've seen vandalism of mosques, we've seen hate crimes against individuals, we've seen local politicians and legislators that have spoken against the Muslim community. Representative John Bennett being one of the most well-known individuals who called Islamic cancer that needs to be cut out of our nation.
Representative John Bennett has requested an interim study of the current threat proposed by radical Islam in Oklahoma. Sultani is skeptical of that study's goals.
Well, Representative Bennett has shown over the years that he's not sincere in trying to protect our state, but rather his focus is on demonizing the Muslim community. And in reading his proposal for an interim study, it's clear that he's focused on once again doing that.
Sultani also expressed concerns about a recent post on the Facebook page of Representative Pat Ownby referencing a blog entitled Radical Islam, The Final Solution by Paul Hallraw. According to the author, Islam is not a religion subject to First Amendment protections, as we in Western cultures understand the term.
And Representative Ownby may have posted that not knowing that it was offensive and hurtful towards the Muslim community. So we hope to reach out to him and create some kind of dialogue in hopes that we'll be able to build bridges of understanding.
In a statement to ONR, Representative Ownby said, "Throughout my legislative career, I have made a habit of posting commentaries to get a feel of where my constituency base is on a wide range of topics. That is the only reason this article was posted. At times, I find myself sharing the same views with the author of these commentaries, and other times I don't. In this instance, I want to be clear, in case after case, the U.S. Supreme Court has kept the definition of religion extremely broad. It is obvious that this religion is, and should be, constitutionally protected." Ownby went on to say, "I have discussed this matter with CAIR Executive Director Adam Sultani and offered my apology for understanding. He has graciously accepted, and we have agreed to continue a dialogue." Sultani says CAIR hopes to begin more such dialogues.
We realize there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of curiosity out there about Islam and Muslims, and we hope to be the organization that can bring that and bring resources to our fellow Oklahomans.
Sultani told those attending the workshop the best way to promote understanding of Islam is to visit a local mosque and make friends with those who practice the Muslim faith.